Hey, welcome back, survivors. Welcome to another show. I'm your host, Ronnie, our other host, John, and our other host, Camille.
Cheers.
And
I got it in first.
We got the cheers in first. Smart ass. So
What's my line?
We are here tonight to amuse you, to entertain you, and to talk about some serious shit that's going on in our country right now. Obviously, the shooting out there in Texas is on everybody's mind. It is on, my God, it's on every news outlet in the world, as it should be. Very sad and tragic ordeal that's going on out there. And from the show, our prayers are with the families of all of those that are lost, and all of the first responders, and all of the people that are involved in this. Oh my God, I just can't even imagine going through something like that. But we're going to get into all that here in a little bit.
LT,
yes,
if I may, before we get started, obviously you guys know I was not here last week. I was at
Slacker.
I was at a furry
Nambla.
I was at a furry convention, and your mom told me to say hi to you.
Oh, whatever. No. He was at Nambla, and John told him to say hi.
How was that the show?
I don't know. Ask him.
You're right.
Anyway, all right. So listen, we're going to kick this pig and get it rolling down the road here in just a second. Hey, John, what do you got for us for the beer moment?
Beer moment is brought to you by Kenny's of Orange City, Kenny's Grocery, located at 1792 in French, in Orange City. Is Mad Bishop Oktoberfest by Duclaw Brewing Company out of Baltimore, Maryland.
It smells like chocolate, doesn't it?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I'm smelling it where you're talking. I'm like, oh my, it smells like chocolate. It's so good.
Definitely got that cocoa something aroma. Yeah, big time.
And I love a good Oktoberfest. That's a good beer.
You know what that tastes like?
This tastes like
Guinness.
The Dude. Well, Guinness too.
What'd you say it tastes like?
It does. The Dude.
Oh, the Dude.
Dude.
That beer you didn't like. We're not going to reference how you did that.
No, I like that beer.
I do too.
This is good.
Man, it's like a Guinness. Holy cow.
Yeah. And it with Mad Bishop, I'm hoping it's a Belgian beer. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a good 7. Solid 7 for me. I mean,
and I was recently in Ireland, went to the Guinness factory, and you're right, it has that chocolate overtone.
It does.
And I'm going to give this a 9.3.
What? Is that your highest rating so far?
It is.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Absolutely.
A 9.3.
I'm going to give it a freaking 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really like that a lot. Now, it wouldn't be one of those mow the grass and, and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, for drinking, the parties, something like that, oh, my God.
The only thing that I knocked it down a couple points for is there's a bit of I don't know if it's chalky or bitter aftertaste, but, other than that, yeah, for me. But
It must be that cheap-ass whiskey you're drinking.
maybe that's what it is. They're fighting against each other.
Wait, let me see that. Come on, I'm going to call you out, bitch. Let me see that. Okay, Camille's choice drink, only because it's inexpensive and we're freaking retired cops, so we got no damn money.
And I drink a lot.
Christmas present, retirement present. That's the only reason I got the expensive stuff. Iron Wheel, made in Kentucky, blended.
Hey, it's a glass bottle. It's glass.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So anyway, that's our beer moment.
Mad Bishop. Spin it around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mad Bishop Oktoberfest. I like it. There's a neat little saying on the side here. I just saw it. Where'd it go? There it is. Craft be cherished, rules be damned. I like that. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So anyway,
we have some other sponsors.
we do. We have CNR Constructors, general contractor out of Central Florida, and they are involved. I work for them, and they do home reconstruction, remodels. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're going to actually be doing the spec houses and building new homes. So thanks to CNR. We really appreciate it. And to Tom and Kristen Clem of Exit Advantage Realty. They're our biggest sponsor. We really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you very much for helping out the show. Tom is a Marine. He is currently a deputy sheriff, a sergeant, deputy sheriff in the local sheriff's office around here. And but he was a Marine for 4 years. I believe it was 4 years. We really appreciate it, Tom. And Tom Clem Investments. And those guys have really come through for us. If you guys are ready to buy or sell a home, get a hold of these folks. All their information is down below in the description. All of our sponsors' info is down there. Please visit our sponsors. Give them a call if you're ready to make a deal or whatever. If you're ready to rebuild or reconstruct, call CNR.
Have a
really
beer.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So speaking of Tom and being in the military, I think it's important that we go ahead and honor our veterans on Memorial Day. I know that
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend, everybody has a veteran in their family. My father was in the Marines for 23 years.
My father-in-law was in the Marine
Korea,
Corps,
Vietnam,
in the
my
Army.
son in the Army. We all know somebody who
My dad was in the Air Force.
Yep. So to
My dad was in the
all
Army.
veterans
There you
and our
go.
fallen veterans.
For all that we have lost, this is your day coming up.
Yep.
Memorial Day.
Love you
Salute.
guys.
God bless.
Thank you.
So speaking of
The ultimate sacrifice, man.
absolutely. Speaking of fallen heroes, this year, as of I checked today, we've had 107 fallen officers in the line of duty, which is actually lower than this time last year.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
It's still
And
insane, man.
One is too many.
And what's sad is, though, is the amount this year, yes, it's lower, but it's only lower because the COVID deaths are lower, I would imagine.
Well, I looked, and as of right now, a lot of the other matrices are lower also. Now,
Oh, good.
we want to make sure that we could. Now, officers are getting fired at, shot at an alarming rate, but they're not getting killed as much as last year. So that's good.
I'm going to throw this out there real quick.
Yes.
On that note,
Yes.
my thoughts on why there are not as many getting killed, and I'm obviously extremely happy about that. And I've said it before, and I've said it in Ronnie's rants, and you guys have said it. We've said it in the show. Cops are not doing as much proactive police work as they used to do before all of the political bullshit and everything else happened, and the agencies started shutting them down and tell them just go out there and be nice cops and just make everybody happy.
Don't shake the bush. Don't
shake the bush. I'm telling you. I talk to cops weekly, and they're like, I don't want to be in this no more.
Right.
I don't want to be in this no more. I can't wait to get the hell out.
Yeah.
I'm going around. I'm doing my job. I answer my calls. I give them good service, but I'm not looking the extra like I used to because I'm afraid I'm going to get freaking sued.
You know,
man.
it's a shame because I know the three of us, when we were out there, we were stopping cars, low blinker fluid, you stop them, and to dig up that warrant or that dope, or whatever. And it's a shame that that's not being done.
It's not being done.
Hence the crime rate going up.
Right.
I was just going to say direct correlation is the broken window theory.
Yes.
Direct, and look that up, folks. Broken window theory. Just look it up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Direct correlation between the slowdown in self-initiated police work, meaning going out there and looking for the bad guy, and freaking crime rate going up.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolute direct correlation. It has nothing to do with there's more criminals, there's more guns, there's more.
Well, although there is.
Because the goddamn state attorneys are letting them out.
State attorneys are letting them out, and judges aren't. There's a, you don't have to post a bond to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Oh,
in a lot of
did
places.
you hear about New York? I almost did a Ronnie's rant on this. New York now, they are not, and I had to look this word up. I didn't think it was a word. They are not allowed to consider the dangerousness of a criminal when posting sentencing or bond.
Okay, and here's the reasoning behind that.
It's insane.
Each individual crime needs to be treated independently. And that makes sense to an extent. Okay, if you have, how many times have we caught someone, but we didn't have the evidence to charge them with that higher crime yet?
Okay.
So you hold off on charging that higher crime, but you got him dead to rights, him or her, dead to rights on a lesser crime,
Right.
a trespassing charge.
And I agree.
Stupid. Okay, but it's enough to put him in jail and say, I need him contained until we can develop the probable cause to charge him with the attempted murder, the sexual assault, whatever it is.
But they can look at a guy that's got 12 rape charges
right
over the past 10 years or whatever.
and he's in there for another sexual assault
and they can't even freaking look at
or
that.
a trespassing because he was about to do another.
He was a peeping Tom.
Right.
And they can't even look at that and go, oh, hold on. I'm not talking about you freaking stole a stick of gum when you were 12. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the dangerousness of a criminal when you're imposing the bond. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane.
I've talked to a lot of misdemeanor probation officers, and they have to get over, and they have to teach this to the new probation officers. Listen, this offender may be on misdemeanor probation, but when you look at their history, they've been murder, aggravated battery,
robbery,
all these other felonies.
Yeah.
So you cannot let your guard down.
Yeah.
Just because they got caught on this one misdemeanor on probation, that doesn't negate of who they really are.
Look at the entire thing.
Yeah. Now I get maybe not looking at it for bond or sentencing. That's why we have a score sheet.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
anyway,
it's crazy. Okay, sorry, we went off, and that rail ran all the way down the
But
road.
that's all right.
Sorry.
That's what the show is all about. So speaking of that,
Hey,
what
by
the
the
show
way-
is all about,
Yeah.
guys. This show is about helping you guys understand and give us a comment. Hey, you know what? I always wondered about this. In the comments below.
Can cops really do this? Can
Right.
cops really do that? What do cops
Absolutely.
think about this? Here's a good question. I had this asked a long time ago.
Okay.
I used to run laser off the bridge on I-4. Okay, and I used
Laser.
laser. I said that in court one day. Everybody busted out laughing, just like in the movie. Anyway, and they always said, if you see a red car, do you automatically just look at the red car? And I'm like, what?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, because I've been told that cops always just, when they see a red car, they automatically focus in on that. I'm like, get the hell out of here. I look at this son of a bitch that's blowing past everybody.
Although
12.
Although that's talking about speed enforcement. But if you're gonna make your car super noticeable,
Right.
everyone's gonna notice it, including the cops.
Yes.
So don't be upset when you get pulled over because you got a car that's lowered to the ground and you got
62 lights all over
Yeah.
it. Freaking, yeah, and you're running red lights in the front and everything.
Why are you picking on me?
Hello.
I wonder.
Make
So-
it fly.
While you guys are subscribing, we are a small podcast, and we would love for us to make 1,500 subscribers. So while you're subscribing and hitting that notification button, type us in a little question. Hey guys, and I know that all of us answer them just like that. As soon as we see
It
the
pops up.
notification, hey guys, what about this? Bang!
I
here's
get it
your
on my
answer.
phone and it shows that I have a notification.
So
Bam, I
while
get it.
while you are subscribing and hitting that notification bell, ask us a
Absolutely.
little question. We'll answer it, or give us a little comment. We're all over it.
And share it with your friends, guys. If you like our content, you think it's really cool,
'Cause it
what
is.
you've heard. Of course it is. And, you want to ask us, hey, try this beer or whatever. Give us your rating on this
that would
beer.
be great.
Or this whiskey or whatever. Okay, we'll buy the small whiskey. But, whatever. Share it with your friends. Tell them, hey, these guys are a hoot. They're a lot of fun. They got a little buddy in the middle that's got a flat top. I mean, he's kind of cute, and all that. So,
All right, so
I do draw the women in. I know.
we've got a trivia question for this week. For a classic, we only have a few left, right?
yeah, I've got a stack of maybe like this. That's about
So
it.
for a classic Surviving the Batch sticker, here
Hold
is
on. Ding, 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 ding. Trivia.
Trivia. All right, so
I keep my stash downstairs. Just so you know.
right.
Well, go get, can you go downstairs?
No, you want it downstairs.
Oh, no? Oh, okay.
He doesn't want to go down there. This, I know you remember these times. So back in the day, police cars did not have in-car radios. they had to, thank you, they had to go to a call box. Hey, you have a call?
Oh, come on. I wasn't around then.
I know. They didn't even have callbacks.
Shut up.
Do you have a call?
Assholes.
Yeah, go to 106 Main Street. Ladies reporting a burglary. So, but in
Hey, Camille.
you still have your call box key?
Shut up. You're always making fun of the old guy. That's okay. I love it.
So in 1928, this agency was the first agency in the United States to first set up a one-way in-car radio link to headquarters. So it wasn't a two-way, but the dispatch could say, "Hey, car 54."
No, it's 1 Adam 12, 1
1
Adam
Adam
12.
12.
See the man.
54 is even before 1 out of 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
So car 54, 1 Adam 12, go to 106 Main Street. Now the officer couldn't say, "Okay."
I copy.
Right,
The
copy or
dispatch
anything.
didn't even know if they got the call.
But it was a one-way communication. 1928. This agency was the first agency to have this in-car, the first, like the beginning of in-car radios.
Okay,
for law
so like the
enforcement.
first agency to have this, the first person to comment down below in the comments of this show on YouTube
Has to be a subscriber.
has to be a subscriber. So subscribe.
we could check.
We can. Oh, I can definitely check. We'll win one of the classic Surviving the Badge stickers. I know you couldn't see it. It looks exactly like this, guys. Only way smaller. And we will send that to you.
And stickier.
Yeah. I usually get it out within a day or
For
two.
comparison.
Yeah. In the snail mail. And, 3 or 4 or 5 days. Jamie, I got to give a shout out to Jamie. I just have to get
One of our most prolific listeners.
avid listener.
Commenter.
Jamie, we love you, honey.
Oh, yeah.
You are thebomb.com.
I mean, I think you.
Let's give a salute to Jamie.
I think you give too many comments to John, but hey, whatever. What about Ronnie and I? But whatever.
Yeah, Jamie, we love you, honey. Thank you for watching. She comments on every single show. She's already won 2 stickers. She's great.
And I think.
Thank you for caring.
Isn't her husband in the military?
He was military police.
Yep.
Yes, I think he's retired. I believe
Okay,
he's retired now. But salute. They've got our stickers on their bar at the house. Awesome.
Which is where it belongs.
Absolutely. On the
kegerator,
kegerator,
right?
absolutely. Jamie, you rock, honey. We love you. Thank you for watching very much. We give a shout out because we love you. Thank
All
you.
right, so we're going to get to the topic.
We are.
Let's do her.
And I do want to also do a brief disclaimer. We are doing this on Friday, May 27th,
And this happened on Tuesday.
And
So 4 days after the incident, before the investigation is
Correct.
complete.
And as things develop and things come out further on down the road, things may change from what we're covering, guys. All we can go on is what we have right now.
And you were going to talk about, we're going to do this in...
yeah, we're going to do this in 2 parts. So this show and the next show will both be done on Friday, May 27th, 4 days after the incident.
Right.
Where the information that's available to the public is constantly changing.
And it's about this much.
So
Yeah, right? All right.
Camille, I got to say, this whole packet here is on research that Camille has done on this case. Great job, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate
and
it.
This is awesome.
like almost half of what I used to do for our shows.
And I'm going to show some pictures and stuff as he goes through this. You'll see some pictures of various aspects of what's going on.
We have a political stance, the 3 of us, as most law enforcement officers do, but this is not a political show. What really drives me crazy is when people try to make this a political situation. Right. Anybody who wants to, so many people are just like knee-jerk reacting, oh, repeal the Second Amendment, confiscate all the guns. It's just not going to happen.
2/3 of the population of this country own firearms.
We have more guns in this country than people.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Right. And then, so I did some history research here.
No.
The very first school massacre
Yes.
was in 1764.
Yeah, clubs.
Yeah, clubs, knives, and 1 musket shot. Okay? It killed 9 children and 1 teacher.
Wait. I thought the liberals who want to repeal the Second Amendment, they say that the Second Amendment was about muskets. Why didn't we ban muskets then?
Then, right. It would have stopped everything right then.
Yes.
Nipped in the bud.
Would have been over.
All right. So, and another thing, everybody's like, oh, well, all these other countries are fine. Well, Norway, which has some of the most restrictive gun laws in the whole country, world,
Yes.
had the number one non-terrorist related mass murder shooting of all time. This guy had he blew up a car bomb, went to an island, killed a bunch of kids, and that didn't stop him. Gun laws didn't stop him there. And I just found this out tonight, and I didn't put it in y'all's because I wrote it in mine. A year ago, in Norway, in Norway, a guy was arrested for killing 5 people at a grocery store. Guess how? Bow and arrow. He went into a grocery store with a bow and arrow and a knife and killed 5 people in a grocery store. People who want to kill are going to kill.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And another thing that kind of bothers
Or
me...
they'll drive a truck through the middle of a Granny's
right.
thing.
Christmas
where
parade.
Christmas parade. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is, all of a sudden, and we'll talk about the particulars of this case, all of a sudden, all cops are cowards now. All these people who are painting all cops with cowards. Oh, wait, don't clap or applause because it triggers me. Or I can't go outside because my anxiety is too high.
Yeah.
All cops are cowards? Yeah. Put the badge and the uniform on and go out and face people. I know everybody at this table has faced people with a gun. So,
Yes, sir.
please, just stop.
Most scared I've ever been in my entire life. Thought I was going to die right frickin' then.
Yeah.
And you know what? I made it. I don't know how, but I made it.
I'm with you.
But I didn't back down. I didn't jump in my car and run.
Yeah.
I didn't hide. I didn't go to my safe place. I didn't ask mommy and daddy to save me.
Right.
I frickin' faced the danger head up fucking on.
Yeah, your
Sorry,
dad and I responded to a domestic violence where we had a 30-06 pointed at us. We survived. You know, cops are not cowards. Now, I believe that it's fair to discuss the facts of a situation. We're going to do that, and we're
Yes,
going to
we
talk
are.
about real world solutions. So, that being said, Tuesday.
Hold on. Criminals, do they care about gun laws?
Oh, they don't care about gun laws.
No. Come on.
What laws do they care about?
None.
So wait, you mean if they said that no one can carry guns, all the criminals are not going to turn in all their guns?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, why don't we just make school shootings against the law?
Yes.
Oh,
there you go. That cures it all. Absolutely.
But we do
How's
because
Pelosi about that?
Because murder is against the law. Carrying a firearm on campus against the law. Carrying a concealed weapon under the age of 21 is against the law.
Yep.
But guess what? This shithead did this. Okay?
And that's what he is, a shithead.
So
And
what
we
do
are
we-
not going to use
So,
his name.
We are not going to use
No.
this shooter's name. I said shithead once.
Say shithead again.
Okay, I'll say shithead.
Scumbag, rotten, no good, maggot is what he is.
So this, as LT eloquently described, 18-year-old went into Robb Elementary. And this is past Tuesday. And just a little bit of background of the shooter. He worked at a fast food restaurant, and they talked to his boss, and he's like, yeah, no, he was a bit of a loner. You know how everybody, hey, what's up? He didn't do any of that. He was not, social. He was, like I said, and a lot of they are loners.
He dropped out of school, too.
He did drop out of school after the COVID situation. You're right.
So, I mean, did COVID have anything to do with this? Not COVID itself, but the mental health issues that young people are facing because
Yes.
they didn't have the ability to socially interact with people that are already.
I can tell you this, as a teacher of a high school, I know that kids being at home was a detriment.
Absolutely.
When they are at school, they have their friends, they have some structure, they have civility. That really helps. When the schools were shut down for a year, 2 years, or whatever it was, that really was a detriment to.
And
They don't have phones? They can't call their friends?
That's all they're
They
doing.
have FaceTime, they have friends.
But part of the problem is, go online and you can find any personality tests, and there are introverts out there.
Yes, Absolutely.
And one of the things school does is it forces introverts to actually be a part of
A team. Yes.
or whatever.
A group.
I mean, everyone hates group projects. That's part of the reason they have group projects.
Yes. I gave all of my students as their final, because we only have 4 days left of school, every single level, because I teach 9th through 11th, they all had group projects at the end of the year. And throughout the year, every 9 weeks, they have a group project to work on. Because you're right, John, they need to be forced out of their comfort zone.
Right.
In somewhere new. So apparently this guy had sent some private Facebook messages to somebody in Germany saying, I'm going to shoot my grandmother. I shot my grandmother. Just
let me just say something on
stuff.
that, because it initially came out that he had made Facebook posts that he was going to go and do all this. That's not true, guys. From what we're understanding, that's not true. He didn't make a Facebook post.
It wasn't a public message.
He sent a message, a private message to someone.
A DM.
Where no one could have seen that other than the person who was allegedly supposed to have received this.
Although I think Facebook could have seen it.
Well, absolutely they could have, because it's their platform.
Facebook is so obsessed with, making sure that they're fact-checking COVID and
Biden.
all this other stuff.
Trump.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot.
If Trump would have said something like this, it'd have been taken down, bam, that fast.
But I want everybody to to understand, we are not blaming anybody except for this scumbag shooter.
The shooter.
But there are real world things that we do need to discuss, such as the Facebook issue. Was anybody paying attention? Do they monitor messages like that? And
the person in Germany may not have known how to get a hold of someone over here to say.
I'm not.
Or may not even have known.
Right.
Opened it, or may not even have known where in the hell the guy lives to call the proper agency. We're just saying it wasn't on open Facebook, blasted all over Facebook.
Every time we say something on this show where someone may have dropped a ball, keep in mind, all three of us agree 100%, the person who is responsible for these deaths is the shooter.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So
no one else.
Apparently there was also some photographs of him with the rifles and the magazines and things like that on, I guess, maybe an Instagram. So on Tuesday, for whatever reason, I think there was an argument between he and his grandmother. He ends up shooting his grandmother.
Apparently that was about a cell phone. I think Grandma was going to kick him off the cell phone bill.
Okay.
In the face.
Right.
Shot her in the face.
Shot her right in the face.
Yes.
And then this
she
happened.
ran next door, right?
I know she called 911. Was it next
called
door?
911.
Yeah, she ran across the street, I guess, to a neighbor or somebody and called 911. Yeah.
So just prior to 12, apparently 11:30ish, he had left after shooting his grandmother, and he crashed at the school. And this is about, according to the press conferences, about 11:30.
Crashed near the school.
Near the school. Yeah, not into the school.
And
Right,
it was a vehicle disabling crash. I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but I mean, both left side wheels were busted out on the vehicle. I mean, he could not have driven away.
I don't understand, because he wasn't running from the cops.
No, and it looks like he just went off that bridge there, that little embankment there, and right into the culvert and busted up the things.
You've driven with your adrenaline pumping.
Right.
And he just shot his grandmother. As far as all the evidence that's been released indicates, he was intending to go shoot up an elementary school. Whether this was the one he was intending to go to, I don't think we'll ever know.
Right.
But, so his adrenaline was pumping.
Yeah, it's past 11.
And he could have been on his freaking phone trying to see if somebody responded to his message, or or who knows what he was doing. But couldn't drive away.
So he's there, and then apparently, for whatever reason, this guy's whacked out of his head. He starts shooting shots at, I guess it's a funeral home.
Funeral home across the street.
Across the street from the school area.
Yeah, see, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he starts popping shots off at people at the funeral home. I mean, obviously there's a lot of and we'll get into this later. There's a lot of mental illness there. It's like, oh, let me shoot at the funeral home.
I mean, he knows he's done.
He just wants to kill anybody he can.
Yeah, now it's just random, indiscriminate
and
killing.
I don't think anybody was hit over there.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So he starts popping shots off at the funeral home. Obviously, 911 calls. Cops are on their way.
So what time was that? 11:31.
That was 11, according to today's press conference.
Steve McCraw, the Texas DPS director.
Correct. Yeah, he's got the guy with
11:31. He crashed at the school and shot.
Yeah, shot at the funeral home.
Okay.
11:33 ish. So a couple minutes later, he makes his way into the school area.
Okay. How did he get in?
Well, before that, because I tried to write down my own time, the timeline that was given that time.
Right.
At 11:27,
Right.
a teacher propped open the door.
Now, how do they know that? I mean, was it on
They have
video?
Video.
Yeah,
Okay.
the video.
Okay.
I mean, I know my school has video cameras. I don't know if necessarily everywhere.
Yeah, I
but
just don't know if they know.
Oh,
so
that's
that's
right,
why I'm
you're right.
asking.
Yeah,
And it's probably a situation where you only have they may have had card access or something of that nature. Okay, and this door, which
Was
is the closest.
registered to open. Yeah,
Well,
gotcha.
this one doesn't have a card reader.
Okay.
You have to, I'm guessing because let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, because it's the closest door from probably the teacher
Parking lot.
to the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so because apparently she went out, retrieved the cell phone, and went back in.
Okay.
Okay, so at 11:29 she returned and did not unprop the door.
Right. Because I know, because I don't know if you guys know, I teach at a high school, and I could see, and we all get into this
Complacency.
Complacency.
That's what it is.
So where I park, back of the school, because my classroom is right there, and I have a back door that I get into that I need a key. I don't know if this school had like key card access, but even at least a key.
Right.
If I can't go into the back door, there's at least a gate that I need. I have a key for. You have to get into the gate.
Right.
But I could see, because I have another teacher who uses the same parking lot. I could see propping the door open. First thing in the morning, letting them in, or if they get first, And it's just one of those things. It's a convenience thing. I get that. We just have to get away from making it convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we have this prop door open. Now,
At 11:31,
yes.
he's in the parking lot. The shooter is shooting into the school through the window.
Yeah, it's weird. He's just
What the hell?
He's just shooting at the school, just like the building.
Okay,
Right.
so this guy obviously had zero plan. Other than I'm going to go and shoot up a school.
Right.
I mean,
And
he didn't
literally,
say-
he started shooting a
Yeah,
school.
I mean,
So, in the meantime, there's a 911 call that comes out, and so at this school, Robb Elementary, there is a school resource officer assigned to this school.
No.
Yes. But they wasn't there.
Well, no, because it is it's the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Police Department,
Okay.
which has like 6 people. A chief,
Okay.
a lieutenant,
Okay.
so they rotate through all the schools.
a detective, and they have like 4 or 5 schools.
So they do have a school resource officer, is just not there all the time.
He's not
Correct.
there 100%.
They rotate around.
And this is going to become very important
You
later
know,
on.
this is like, you ever see that movie Perfect Storm?
Well, and
You have a
and
door
there you go.
open.
And there you go.
You have a door open. You have the school resource
SRO
officer.
isn't there.
Not at that time. Because I didn't know
And
that. I
this
thought
guy
they were
didn't
just
know that
off
'cause-
campus for a little
And
bit.
this guy didn't know that because it wasn't
Not at
like
all.
he was out there surveilling this.
because I will tell you, they were the first officers on scene.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely.
So he hears, so this 911 call comes out, and he hears it,
Hmm.
and he's like, "Oh shit!" To the scene, and he, for whatever reason, in fog of war, he sees somebody outside of the school, he goes to that person,
And it was a teacher.
and
Damn teacher.
and he drives by
Right
the
by the
shooter
shooter.
who was hiding behind a vehicle.
Which can happen. That's not his fault.
no,
It
that's
can
a-
absolutely
but
happen.
that's what happens with tunnel vision.
Yes.
Okay,
and,
sure
and, and the
You
fog
have
of
to
things.
We're not
always
scanning.
But he might not have seen him even if
right.
he did
Oh,
scan him.
absolutely.
Right.
But you're focused on there's a person. I gotta go.
Right.
So real world experience.
Yes.
I can tell you
I can
the
give you one,
agency.
I'll give you one too.
I can tell you the agency that I worked for, and John worked. Well, you worked there too,
Yep.
but I mean that we retired from. If the assigned SRO, school resource officer, was not there for any reason, whatever it was, our agency and they worked through in conjunction with the county sheriff's office, and all of the SROs kind of communicated, and they would send out messages. Hey, I need somebody to cover my school on the 25th and 26th of May because I'm going to be on vacation. Anybody available? And anybody could sign up to be at that school. But I can tell you at our agency, if that SRO was not going to be there,
On duty
we
shift.
sent either a detective, a community relations officer, or if it had to be and it fell all the way down to a road patrol officer was there at that school was never left. Either school, we had two in our city, elementaries.
Yeah.
And-
neither school was ever left bare, ever.
And if for some reason the SRO who was at the school had to leave the campus for whatever reason, had to go to court, had to
Whatever.
Which happens.
Doctor's appointment,
happened.
whatever.
the road was expected, or the on-duty officers were expected to cover and have an officer at the school.
Yeah, he would call a shift commander. Hey, I've got to leave for 2 hours. I need somebody to cover the school. Bam, somebody was there.
I know at my school, I have been there 3 years. I don't remember a single day without either our school resource officer or a replacement.
Or a guardian.
Well, Guardians is a new thing as of this
You
year.
don't have Guardians at
We
your
do.
school?
We do.
Right.
But from the beginning of since I've been there, the deputy has been there the entire year. Or if he's on vacation, we've had somebody there. Now, this past year, since the Guardian legislation, our Guardian's been there every single day.
Ours too.
So we have absolutely 2 armed officers on campus all time.
I say
But-
ours too, meaning my wife's
But-
school has guardians.
I do want to point out that where we worked, and even where you work, it's not a rural, very small community where Uvalde is.
Right.
And personally, I think that Uvalde Police Department and or the Sheriff's Department for that county should have been working in conjunction with the Consolidated Independent School District Police Department.
Right.
And they weren't. The school security for all the schools in this area was the responsibility of the school district police.
So it's interesting why they would not have hired one officer for each school.
You want?
As opposed, what their mindset was, we'll be fine. We just rotate through.
Well, I mean,
Milk.
it's a matter
Sure.
of.
Yes.
I mean, it's like hitting the lottery, not in a good way.
Trying to watch our calories. Somebody made a comment that we were fat fucks, so I'm trying to watch my calories. Anyway.
I know I am, but you guys are very handsome gentlemen.
We're trying.
All right, so with that
Moving
being
on.
said, our shooter makes entrance through a propped open door. Our school resource officer, who is not permanently assigned to that school, misses the not any fault of his own, through circumstance, is not on campus and misses the shooter. Now, so why don't we kind of
Yeah, why don't we wrap it up here because
And
we're getting into
right
the
at the
part
entry point.
where he's starting to enter the school.
Yeah.
Guys, you don't want to miss number 2 episode because we're going to really dive into what happened after this. And the tragedy. I mean, my God, 19 children.
Yeah. 19 children and two teachers.
And two teachers.
Just,
and there was a deputy sheriff who had a child that went here to this school who died. I mean, it's just, and all of them. It doesn't matter if it's deputy or not, but just this is an ultimate tragedy that, oh my God, both of my my wife and my daughter, my youngest daughter, are both teachers. Camille's a teacher, and my wife and daughter are both in elementary schools, and I can tell you that my daughter, God bless you, this has affected her, man.
yeah, I believe it.
She said the other day she was out at, I think it was recess or something like that, and they just come back into the classroom, and she put a Facebook post up, and she's like, I was looking around for exits, for barricades, for a place to hide my kids, for, and I mean, that's good that she's thinking that way and her dad's a cop.
The sad thing is, welcome to our world.
Right. And
this is what we do all the time.
And what's sad is that a elementary school kindergarten freaking teacher, among everything else she has to worry about, has to worry about this shit. Yeah. I mean, it's just sad, man.
It really is.
It's freaking sad. It really is.
It is.
So listen. Go ahead.
No, so pay attention. We're gonna drop this episode in the next day or so, and then we're gonna follow up following week with episode number 2 or a few days. Or
we may do it a little sooner.
Yeah, whatever LT decides. Depends on how much he's drinking.
I'm gonna try and get episode 2 out by like Wednesday, guys, at the latest.
But make sure and subscribe. We really want you guys to subscribe. It would help us out. We're trying to make 1,000 subscribers. Our first goal is 500 and then 1,000. So
why don't we do 1,000 first and then 500?
There we go.
We're close to 500, man.
Yeah.
We're really, really close.
We could use your help. It would be great.
We really could.
And make comments. Hey, if you have any cop question, we'd love to, talk
how ugly
cop
Camille
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
And here's the real deal. We really, I know it's weird. I know a lot of YouTubers don't. We really care about our freaking listeners and the people that comment. I mean, when we get a negative comment, oh my God, the text between us three is like, did you read this? Oh my God, what do they mean by this? Oh, well, and sometimes it's, screw them because they're a jerk. But most of the times it's like, hey, we're going to take care of this, or, hey, let's change this a little bit, change that a little bit to make it more enjoyable for you guys. We really appreciate every single one of you guys. There's over 75 years of law enforcement experience here in this room. And
that's with just Ronnie.
Are we experts? No, hell no, we're not experts.
John is.
We got a lot of experience. Yeah, just ask him. We've got a lot of experience, guys, that we can lend the information, to you guys. So we enjoy doing this. We enjoy drinking the beer and the whiskey a little more.
Well, not this beer.
Well, I mean,
but that's okay. Hey, I'm working on my figure. Okay, I'm working on my figure.
Hey, round is a shape.
Yeah, I know. It's like a keg. Anyway, so from all of us at Surviving the Badge, we still got your 6. Salute.